Greetings, friends, and happy new moon and happy solar eclipse. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive reading for the Cancer new moon and solar eclipse, which occurs on Thursday, July 12th at 7:48 p.m. That's Pacific Daylight Time. Before I dive into the intuitive reading for the eclipse, I'd like to say a little bit about the zodiac sign of Cancer. And in Tarot, the Chariot represents the month of Cancer and the qualities and acquisitions that we have access to during this time when the sun is illuminating this part of the Earth's aura. And so Cancer, there are many powerful teachings that are embedded within this image. And the first you might notice is that the charioteer is holding a spinning wheel, the spinning wheel of fortune, and and sitting in the lotus position. We don't know if this is a man or woman. The face is hidden, so it's a figure that represents you. And the lotus position in golden armor represents your ability to remain in your own emotional power and strength, the frequency of gold, while you move forward in your life. The chariot being pulled along the golden path of the yellow brick road, and sitting in the lotus position, connecting with the emotional frequency of inner strength and inner calm and inner stability while you hold space for the spinning fortunes of your life. And that's emphasized by this vortex, the spinning vortex here that the charioteer is holding. And then whether or not you can see it, I don't know, but there are waves of reverberations radiating out from behind the chariot as well. It's as if the chariot is emerging from a vortex. And there's a quality of stability. The chariot has 4 posts, which signify a quality of groundedness and embodiment. And the groundedness and embodiment comes from your emotional strength and stability. So the Cancer moon is all about connecting and connecting with the truth of who you are and feeling a firm foundation in your life from your own integration within your deep emotional intelligence. And from that deep emotional intelligence, your ability to move forward on your path and learn to dance and embrace change and rhythms of change and feel safe. The 4 guardians here represent the quality of the guardians that hold us in non-physical, and the way in which our fortunes and the qualities of change in our life are always guided by a larger unseen field of love and support. And so this moon every year helps us connect with that quality of deep emotional intelligence and strength and security and foundation that lies within, and enables us to come into a stronger relationship with our life from this place of deep integration within. So what's really unusual about the moon this year is the new moon is that we have a solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is accompanied, so let me say a little bit about the solar eclipse is when the new moon, which is always with the sun at new moon, is in direct alignment and between the earth and the sun. And so what happens is the moon casts a shadow over the sun. And for a few moments or a few minutes, cuts off the sun's light to earth, interrupts the light of the sun. What happens at a solar eclipse is the activation of the shadow. And what we mean by shadow is the illumination of what's usually hidden. What is normally hidden comes into sharp relief or focus. And so a new awareness of what is hidden within ourselves and what is hidden within the world is illuminated. Very often the shadow is what makes us uncomfortable, and it can also be gifts that we are challenged to claim. whatever makes us uncomfortable is what we haven't yet claimed or integrated. And so what's being illuminated at a solar eclipse is those patterns that are waiting to be integrated within us, the patterns that are waiting to be claimed, and the habits of thought and habits of limitation that hold us back from our own full illumination. So solar eclipses are powerful times for gaining new insight into patterns of limitation that we're ready to integrate. And then the signature of the new moon always helps us for the coming month, the coming lunar cycle and beyond, to integrate those, to receive new insights and then integrate those aspects that are being illuminated and unearthed and exposed. So what's super unusual about this solar eclipse is that it comes in a powerful cycle of 3 solar eclipses that began in August of last year and again then in February of this year. These 3 eclipses are in a powerful sequence that's activating our consciousness and allowing each of us personally to step into a new awareness of what it means to be moving into this Aquarian age, when we are connecting more fully with the truth of who we are, and then we're together building a world that is more equitable and based on respect and honoring individuals and honoring the connectedness and unity of all life. And so this eclipse is in this powerful cycle of 3, and it happens that Pluto is directly opposed the new moon. So Pluto's in Capricorn at 21 Capricorn, the new moon, and eclipse is at 21 Cancer. And Pluto in Capricorn is offering us an opportunity to totally release whatever holds us back. Pluto is the planet of transformation and new birth and the possibility of connection with a whole new identity and a whole new vision of the world. And in the sign of Cancer, exactly opposite the new moon, it's saying that we will have access to new visions of possibility and new visions of potential. We'll also, because of the shadow activation, have access to new awareness of the ways in which our conditioning and our programming by the world and the culture that we live in, that by the ways in which our conditioning doesn't serve us anymore. And we will have access to new levels of our own emotional integrity and emotional authenticity that enables us to claim with courage and confidence the possibilities that we see for something larger and greater that we together can create. So super exciting, it's powerful, and it promises to be a really big opportunity for us to step into new potentials. And the key word here is to be able to trust in the unknown and to trust in our emotional truth and our emotional center, and to trust in all the tools that we've each been building, and to trust in our grids of support. So big theme of Cancer is about trust and security. So knowing all of this, I have been sitting with this signature for several days, and I pulled a spread yesterday asking for a message to support us and to help us know what we can drop into in a practical way, because this eclipse is very personal and it's also very abstract in the sense that it will be different for every person, and it's activating this transcendent quality of possibility that will express itself in a lot of different ways, and also the dismantling nature of what will be revealed by the shadow. So I asked for a message that would help each of us connect to some practices and some core principles that we can ground into as we step into this exciting month of potential. So the first card that I'd like to talk about is in the center is the Queen of Cups. And the synchronicity here is that the Queen of Cups is the court card for Cancer. And so she represents the personal quality that each of us has access to right now. And this is huge support for each of us. You can see the moon over her head. The moon rules Cancer, which is one reason why the Cancer new moon every year is so powerful, because it's activating our connection to the rhythms and the emotional nature of change that enables us to really feel secure in our heart and connect more fully to our own emotional intelligence. So the Queen of Cups represents your capacity now in the position of mind in the center of the spread to connect with your own new qualities, deeper, stronger qualities of emotional integration. And through your feeling nature and your sensing nature, to commit to love and the power of love and the power of beauty and acceptance and the power of feeling that will lead to trust. And to see one of the teachings I love about this card is that the Queen of Cups can hold the truth for others, reflect to others the truth of who they are from a loving heart, and the practice then is to do the same for yourself. So extend that loving heart to yourself that you, those of you listening here, that you so easily extend to others. Extend that to yourself. And that leads to the really powerful message in Circumstances, which is the Nine of Swords reversed. And so those of you in mystery school know that we work a lot with the mastery aspect of the Nine of Swords called cruelty. It's the association of the mind. The nine is the number of mastery, and Nine of Swords of the quality of the mind is the quality of judgment and blame. And it's I think of this as the final challenge in the deck because it's a card of mastery when we can transcend our habits of blame. And so in reverse, what this is signifying is a kind of a graduation that we can receive this month in our circumstances and including our internal experiences in our body as well as our circumstances in our life, to practice and achieve new abilities to hold wholeness, to hold polarity, to hold contrast, and to hold paradox, and release our patterns of blame and judgment against others and most importantly against ourselves. So pay attention to the smallest triggers in the coming days that have to do with patterns where you judge yourself for mistakes or for falling short of the mark or for errors, for missing, for missing your goals, and then the same for others. Pay attention to all of your thoughts of habits and of judgment and blame, and know that there's a larger picture always at play, and that the more we can stay in our heart and hold space for the unexpected and for the mystery of life, the more we can see the beauty in every moment and expand beyond perspectives of error and judgment and blame. Really, really big that this came up reversed in this position for this particular eclipse. And then that is the icing on the cake is the card mirroring it in the position of Spirit. The Four of Wands is called completion. I call this card integration because what it represents is that ability to transcend limiting ideas of right and wrong and polarity and the completion of patterns. So it's a card of ending of cycles, of new beginnings, a sense of perceived mistakes being resolved, and the wheel is a reference to the wheel of fortune and the understanding of the ongoing cycles of change and the rhythms of time. So this is a card about experiencing unity and harmony and new beginnings and the birth of potential. And interestingly, this is a card in Aries. You can see the ram head here, and it's Venus in Aries. And on the transcendent level, one of the transcendent teachings about Aries is that Pluto is the transcendent aspect of Aries. And so this is a direct reference to the position of Pluto right now in helping us experience change as the potential of new birth and experience the unexpected and experience challenges as the potential of something new and to feel eagerness and confidence and trust in the unfolding of our personal life as well as the world. So, really beautiful message, and so hopeful and also practical as we step into the energies of a solar eclipse, which can feel uncertain at the beginning sometimes, especially with what can be activated on the planet. So do your work with boundaries, hold space for yourself, stay grounded, and move to trust and ask for help when you need it if you feel off balance. And the final card is a beautiful affirmation of that. Where is she? I always draw a fourth card, and the fourth card is a mirror of the Queen. It's the Princess of Cups. And so the fourth card, the Princess of Cups, represents emotional freedom. The Queen represents emotional integration and emotional intelligence. The Princess represents a quality of freedom and bliss. I call this the bliss card. She's dancing, she's spinning, and she's feeling the bliss and joy and freedom of emotional trust, of being held. You can imagine, if you love to swim, imagine the freedom of spinning and twirling and being held in the water, the effortless nature of being held in water. This is the cups is the element of water. Imagine the freedom of laughter and bliss and dance and flowing grace and ease, and know that that's available to you and to those around you. There's a quality here, a practical quality of reminding us that if there are challenges this month for you, the ease will come in moving within and being gentle and kind to yourself, simple kindness to yourself and others. And one of the tools we work with, the Abraham Hicks teachings in Mystery School, is to always look for relief when you're feeling a time of challenge. And this is a card that very much reminds us of that, to look for relief and ease as a way of stepping out of patterns of blame or judgment or worry or fear or whatever other shadow activations may be coming up for you. Know that the shadow is being activated to be revealed and released. It's coming out. And so welcome those unexpected experiences, welcome the twinges, and then take the opportunity to release patterns of blame and judgment, and just know that you and everyone else are doing their best, and move into your heart where there will be ample opportunity for healing and for emotional support and the deep experience of the beauty and truth of all that is. So I wish you a wonderful new moon celebration and a month of abundant ease and grace and joy in the adventure of life. This is Elizabeth Shermer and the Alchemy Mystery School with your Cancer Solar Eclipse message.